Many people spend decades pursuing the markers of success, wealth, status, and achievement, only to find themselves chronically stressed and emotionally drained. Yet others in identical environments remain energized and resilient. These individuals typically share a practice of daily behaviors that take less than 30 minutes to complete. To understand this divide, we have to look at our biological heritage. The human brain evolved to prioritize survival over satisfaction. In a world of predators and scarcity, a brain that stayed perpetually content was a brain that didn't stay alert. This developed into the negativity bias, a neurological setting that forces us to focus on threats, criticisms, and potential failures. While this kept our ancestors alive, it ensures that in a modern context, positive emotions are treated as secondary to our survival-based anxieties. We cannot simply delete this evolutionary hardware. We have to work within the constraints of a system designed to scan for what is wrong rather than what is right. Managing our emotional baseline requires a series of manual overrides. We can use specific microhabits to shift the brain out of its default survival mode and toward a state of calm. Every morning, the body initiates the cortisol awakening response. This is a natural surge of stress hormones designed to transition the brain from a deep state of restful sleep to high alert wakefulness. For most of us, the first action of the day is checking a smartphone. This flood of external demands and digital noise amplifies that cortisol spike, training the nervous system to start the day in a state of reactive panic. Habit number 1, the 2-minute morning pause, intercepts this process. By spending 120 seconds in still, rhythmic breathing, you signal to the brain there is no immediate threat, priming it for a calm baseline. Securing these first few minutes creates a physiological buffer that helps regulate your stress response for the remainder of the day. Throughout the day, the reticular activating system acts as your brain's primary filter. Because its job is to highlight information relevant to your survival, it naturally prioritizes stressors and ignores the small positive data points in your environment. You can recalibrate this filter with habit number 2, the Gratitude Snapshot. By taking a mental photo of a single positive detail, like the quality of your morning coffee or the feeling of sunlight, you force the brain to register a positive input it would otherwise discard. When repeated, this attention training teaches the brain to subconsciously scan for positive stimuli, even when you aren't consciously looking for them. This isn't just about ignoring reality. It is about structurally rebalancing a mental filter that is biologically tilted toward the negative. Even with a balanced perspective, humans are biologically social creatures. In 1938, researchers at Harvard began tracking the lives of hundreds of men, and eventually their families, to see what truly determined a healthy life. After 80 years of data, the researchers found that social connection was the strongest correlate with both long-term health and reported happiness, far outweighing wealth, IQ, or social class. Habit number 3, the one-person compliment, leverages this by creating a daily social output. Offering one sincere piece of praise triggers a release of oxytocin, which lowers blood pressure and reinforces your sense of social belonging. While connection sustains the mind, physical stagnation drains it. Remaining stationary at a desk for hours causes blood flow to settle and energy levels to drop, which the brain often interprets as emotional fatigue. Habit number 4 is the 10-minute move. A short walk or a sequence of stretches triggers a dopamine release, providing the chemical momentum needed to clear afternoon slumps. Maintaining emotional energy requires a consistent flow of external inputs, socially through connection and physically through motion. By the end of the day, our focus is often fragmented. Every notification and digital alert forces the brain to context switch, a process that consumes significant glucose and triggers frequent small dopamine spikes. Over several hours, this cycle leads to neurochemical fatigue and a heightened sense of anxiety. Habit number 5, the Intentional Unplug, calls for 15 minutes in a screen-free environment. This period of low stimulation allows the brain's reward systems to reset and helps the nervous system transition out of its high-alert digital state. As you head toward sleep, the brain often fixates on open loops, unfinished tasks, and unresolved worries. Because the brain views these as problems to be solved, It keeps them in active memory, which prevents the deep relaxation required for quality rest. Habit number 6, the nightly brain dump, involves writing these tasks down. This externalizes the open loops, signaling to the brain that the information is stored and can be safely released from active memory. Clearing out this mental clutter effectively allows the brain to enter sleep without the heavy burden of unresolved cognitive tasks. Most attempts at change fail because they rely on willpower to force new behaviors. Psychology suggests lasting change only occurs when we stop viewing a habit as something we do and start viewing it as a reflection of who we are. This is habit number 7, the identity statement. By adopting a core belief, like, I am the kind of person who protects my happiness, you align your daily choices with your self-image, making consistency feel natural rather than forced. Over time, these micro-habits accumulate. Small adjustments compound, creating a permanent shift in your neural pathways and emotional baseline. These 7 practices, morning pause, gratitude snapshot, compliment, 10-minute move, unplug, brain dump, and identity statement, work together as a biological framework for well-being. A sense of fulfillment is built through the accumulation of small, daily decisions. The emotional future you experience is the direct result of the habits you choose to repeat. Take a moment to consider your current routines. Are your habits training your brain for stress or for happiness? Let us know in the comments which of these 7 habits you will start today. For more deep dives into psychology and self-improvement, subscribe to Kinetic Humor.